everyone. Welcome back to the discussion on the poem Arrival written by the Malaysian poet E. Tieng Hong. In the last session, we had seen how various political, linguistic, and cultural circumstances had rendered E. marginal both as a poet and as a citizen. E. was not silenced by the predicament and viewed poetry writing as an act of resistance. The Peranagan E. Tieng Hong struggled with the undercurrents of Malaysian political and racial policies and soon became a Malaysian poet in exile, leaving his homeland. His sadness, sense of dejection, and displacement soon permeated his poetry with remembrances of his homeland and the past. He published 3 poetry collections, Eye of the Many Faces, Myths for a Wilderness, and Tranquera, which represent the poet's 3 significant periods of social and political experience. Eye of the Many Faces was a literary output under the British colonial rule. Myths for a Wilderness witnessed a post-independent nation, and Tranquera was written after the poet exiled himself in Australia. In his poems, he reveals a distrust of the government and the central authorities and estranges himself from the dominant cultural powers and the society as a whole. By consciously adopting a marginal stance in his poetry, the poet tries to establish a counter-authority. The poems of E. Tieng Hong are interesting, first of all, because they are written in English, a language that was marginalized in his homeland. The poem Arrival is included in the collection Myths for a Wilderness, which was written after Malaysia's independence and before the poet's migration to Australia. During this period, he had witnessed many social and political changes in the new nation, including the infamous riots of April 1969. While the earlier collection, Eye of the Many Faces, is much about identity, Myths for a Wilderness has its focus on history. In an article, History as Myth in Malaysian Poetry in English, he recognizes the value of history as a statement about man's relationship with nature, universe, and the society. Myths for a Wilderness represents statements about the poet's relationship with the environment and also the changes of the Malaysian society. The collection displays the idea that the different aspects of the poet's community, history, society, politics, human life, and ideology are all dependent on one another. Compared with Eye of the Many Faces, the themes in Myths for Wilderness are more heterogeneous and some of the poems are not easily categorized. While the Eye of the Many Faces tend to be more autobiographical, the collection Myths for Wilderness deals with the collective issues of political and social criticism. Of the 61 poems in Myths for Wilderness, about half are social and political poems. Each poetry collection was written from a unique time and space, which means that the poet's literary outputs are in radically changing social and political contexts. The changing role of Babas had a notable influence on E's writing. Under the British rule, they enjoyed special privilege as British subjects, hence a more optimistic voice in the collection Eye of the Many Faces. After independence, the Babas suffered deprivation under Malayan political hegemony and therefore resentment in Myths for Wilderness. The complex political condition after Malaysia's independence prompted the poet to be more occupied with collective issues and the need to urgently create a historical narrative of the new nation in Myths for Wilderness. In Myths for Wilderness, nature is regarded as a marginal entity since it is often neglected by the public. Yet from this very entity, the poet finds a source for Malayan tradition that challenges the English literary canon and derives values for mankind that are often ignored by the dominant ideology. I hope you have understood the background in which E has written his poems. Now, shall we move on to the poem Arrival? Arrival describes the modernization of the capital city as a form of historical change from a natural landscape to a cityscape. Poet's personal comments on modernization are expressed in the poem Arrival. The poem is constructed upon an allegory of arriving at the destination of a journey, which symbolizes the end of the modernization process through the destruction of nature. The poem displays a set of ironic interrogations against the beautiful city. And this is the terminus of truth, this dust and this laterite. This beautiful city is nothing but a wasteland for the poet. In the midst of rapid and avid development, the dust on the barren ground suggests not only the hollowness of political promises and double talk, but also a wasteland. The land is not fertile and hence promises no progress or prosperity. Here, the poet makes an evaluation completely different from that made by the public as expressed in the poem Kuala Lumpur. The concrete things becomes dust and laterite. The people doubt if they have arrived at the proper place. Human life is often likened to a journey where one has to go through many trials and experiences. During the course of this journey, one has to find solutions to his problems. Dust and laterite is suggestive of a lack of solution. The travelers had great expectations when they began their journey, but they were disappointed on the sight of the wasteland. The shining pamphlets and the promises of a beautiful city misguided them. Now they realized that this offer was merely to console the tediousness of the long journey. Instead of regarding modernity as a symbol of peace, prosperity, and progress, he laments the loss of nature, which is seen as a repository of the moral values of mankind. The travelers expected thornless plants and men who were as fragrant as flowers with good thoughts. However, the loss of nature seems not so much of a concern for the public. What he ironizes is modernity or progress as a monolithic imperative and the consequences of wrong policies and decisions as well as shallow ideas in the relentless pursuit for development. Since the poem was written after Malaysia's independence, it may contain some autobiographical elements. After independence, everyone, irrespective of their descent, were promised equal rights, but there was complete Malay hegemony in all fields. He, being a seventh generation Baba, was very much disgusted by the new political and social developments. So the disappointment that he felt might be reflected in this poem. Hope you enjoyed the session. Thank you.